This segment of AM Northwest is brought to you by Family Matters.
Health and education, safety, and the quality of life. KATU and our partners are proud to bring you Family Matters, offering solutions to the hard questions.
Because KATU and Providence Health and Services know that family matters.
Welcome back to AM Northwest. What we're not eating is killing us. A 27-year global study found not eating certain foods contributes to a shortened and unhealthy life. Here to tell us more, we welcome back Providence dietitian Becky McCarver. Good to have you with us again.
Thank you, Helen.
Let's start. First of all, tell me about this study.
So what this study found was that 1 in 5 people had deaths related to inadequate nutrition, which globally is about 11 million people.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yes.
So how is that possible? So what is the idea? How are we damaging our bodies by not eating certain foods?
So what the study found was that there was inadequate fruit intake, nuts and seeds, whole grains, and actually too much sodium.
Too much sodium.
Exactly. And so it was the fruit intake being low, the whole grain intake being low, and the sodium being high that were the 3 main contributors to 1 in 5 deaths.
Okay, so what are your suggestions then for us?
So what we want to do is figure out how to increase whole grains and fruits in the diet and decrease the sodium. So what we look at in terms of healthy eating would be this plate method, and you can kind of see there's a divided plate here.
Right.
And we have fruits and vegetables that we want to make up about half the plate. And then we want whole grains. So what the study showed was people are eating more refined grains, and we want more whole grains. So we have oats, seeds, green beans, and whole grains there. And then in terms of protein, trying to find fiber-rich sources, so it can be black beans, nuts, salmon,
Do you find that people eat too much processed food?
And that's exactly the problem. Yes, because then you're losing the whole grains, but that's where we're seeing the increase in sodium. It's not from the salt shaker that we're seeing this risky level of sodium. It's from processed foods.
And processed foods are things like TV dinners or things that people buy, and they can be promoted as healthy, and then you find out they have a lot of salt to make up for the lack of flavor.
Exactly. And so what we want to try to stick to is more of the whole foods, and it doesn't have to be expensive either, because when we think of beans, they're one of the most power-packed nutrient foods, and they're quite inexpensive. Fruits and vegetables you can get frozen or canned.
How do you work in all of this in your day?
Well, that's a great question, Helen. So what I kind of think of, and certainly my family gets it too, is every time we sit down to eat a snack or a meal, try to make sure you have a fruit or vegetable. Try to make sure most of your grains are whole, and then we try to add in beans most days of the week.
Oh, really? So you cook a lot of items with beans?
Yeah.
Oh,
we try to add that in,
Okay, and is portion size, because you have this plate here that shows us portions.
Small,
Yeah. And it's a cute little plate. But is portion size important?
It is important, but what the study found to be the most important was adequate fruit intake, adequate whole grains, and less sodium. So even
because you're going to fill up if you get enough fruits and veggies, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So they were even able to isolate out that it's not obesity that's the leading factor. It's not trans fat. It's not sugar. It's really what we aren't eating that's harmful.
Okay, and then what about the idea of organic?
So that's a great question. Organic foods, we haven't been able to demonstrate in the research as being healthier than non-organic foods. And so although we would be getting less pesticides and chemicals, we aren't then sacrificing the rich nutrients in colorful fruits and vegetables by going non-organic. So it's still best just to get your fruits and vegetables than worry about the organic.
How would you suggest that folks get their kids to eat more fruits and vegetables?
I would just put it on the plate every meal.
But some vegetables are a little tough to get kids to eat, right?
Yeah, and so it's okay if you want to add a little something to it. You know, you could roast some of the vegetables.
Oh, good
with
idea, in olive oil, yeah.
Dip the fruit in yogurt, even hummus or a little bit of ranch. You know,
Yeah.
things like that are fine.
Did anything surprise you, or did this whole study surprise you,
You know
as
what?
a nutritionist?
Yeah, it did surprise me that they were able to isolate these three factors
Right.
of too much sodium, not enough fruits, and not enough whole grains to have such a powerful impact.
Right.
I mean, 1 in 5 deaths globally
Right.
related to those three factors.
And
It's very powerful.
It's very powerful. And I know people who eat processed foods every day, as in
Yeah.
that's what because it's simple for them to cook.
Oh, sure.
Pop it in the microwave
Sure.
and you're good to go.
Sure.
Do you pack a lot of fruits and vegetables in for your lunch, say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think part of it is planning, and part of it's being aware, you know, of why it's so important to put these foods, you know,
Right.
in front of you and your family every day.
Right. All good points. All good points. Thank you so much.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
It.
Thank you,
All right, we'll
Ellen.
put the information on our website, Providence Health and Services, Nutrition Services, 503-215-5160. Becky, thank you very much. All right, coming up next, the best produce for summer barbecues, potlucks, and beach outings.